How's everybody's day going? I just want to show you guys two rigs that I've been using this season so far. The first one on the bottom is a modified hair rig known as a parrot rig, and the top one is a spinner rig. The bottom one, the parrot rig, is tied on 25-pound camo braided hook length, and at the top we have a size 8 swivel. It is not a quick change, it is a regular barrel swivel. Moving down to an anti-tangle sleeve. Then we have a piece of putty as my weight right here. I like the putty because I've used it when I was trout fishing, and I have it left over, so I decided to throw it on my carp rigs. The only thing I will say about the putty is that it does slip and move around, so if you're somebody who casts maybe every 30 minutes, something like that, I would advise sticking with the split shots. Down here we have a yellow kicker. I use yellow because I use a lot of corn and stuff like that on this rig, so I just like to have the extra yellow just there as maybe a little bit extra sight. The hook itself is a size 6 lock hook. I've started using lock hooks this season as well. I just kind of like the look of them, the shape of them, and they seem to do really well. I haven't had any fish spit this hook back out at me. I have a tiny piece of shrink tubing right here to trap the hair. I can move this up and down the hook as I like to lengthen or shorten this hair depending on what bait I am using. Typically I like to keep it right here at this curve. The lock hook is very pronounced. You can put it right here where these little two bends kind of meet, and that's where I like to have it set. For my hook baits, like I said, usually this is a corn rig, so I will keep this first pink piece will be a fake piece of corn, and then these two yellow ones, imagine, and there could even be another smaller one right here, but imagine that these two yellow ones are actually pieces of sweet corn or boiled feed corn. You can use tiger nuts, things like that. These smaller hook baits are what I use this parrot rig for. Now moving on to the spinner rig. Same thing, I have a size 8 swivel into the anti-tangle sleeve, but on this I actually have 25-pound fluorocarbon to just kind of give it a little bit of stiffness. This, like I said, this is my pop-up rig, so I do want it to kind of lay flat, but I want it to be stiff enough that when the fish picks it up, that it's going to get that hook hold. So these are actually crimped. This is a crimp right here, and right here where my putty is, this is crimped as well, and that's just holding the rig in place. I'm using the larger crimps because of the fluorocarbon. It's a big diameter and it wouldn't fit through the smaller crimps. Here I have a spinner swivel, and I can actually move this for you right here to show you that my hook is directly onto the spinner swivel. And then I have a piece of shrink tube again right here that goes up and over the spinner swivel. But when you are moving your spinner swivel, you don't want to pull it all the way up over your barrel, because then your pop-up won't be able to reset, and if a fish picks it up and does unfortunately spit it out, your rig won't reset and it'll be all wonky down there on the bottom. So I have a micro ring swivel to attach my baits. Right now I just have this pink pop-up on. And then the same thing down here, I'm going to rotate the rig a little bit. The same thing down here that I have for the parrot rig is I just have a small hook bead right there on about the bend where this bottom flat part and the curve of the hook meet, and that's kind of the sweet spot that I've figured out for myself, where I want those shrink tubes or those hook beads. So that is a pop-up rig that I use, the spinner rig, and then this is my hair rig that I use, the parrot rig. Both these rigs are pretty much what I have tied on 99% of the time. You can experiment with yourself, you know, make little tweaks here or there, check out your own hook baits. But thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.